Live, Facebook Live on this wonderful Thursday. What is today? What is today? The 17th, 18th?
19.
Like I was saying, the 19th. Today is the 19th of May. We are very fortunate from the lovely state of Arizona in our North Scottsdale office to have Darrell Doepke today. Darrell, on the show.
Wow, nice applause.
Can you hear the studio audience go crazy for you? Yes.
Yeah, I did.
All right. Well, tell them a little about yourself, my man. How long you been doing this? All that good stuff.
Well, I got my license in August of 19, so coming up on 3 years now. So far, so good. And I actually joined Berkshire Hathaway last year, August. So
I remember that.
Yeah, it's been a great fit. I love it. It just feels very comfortable and genuine for me. And so far, so good.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I think wasn't it one of Shirley's last thing she did before retirement, if I believe correctly. I mean,
Yeah, Shirley recruited and hired me, and then like 2 weeks later, she retired. I'm like, okay, was it me?
No, it wasn't you.
A while later, and then Cassie left. So, but it's okay. It's all good.
Well, the thing is that we've been talking Shirley out of retiring for years. So the fact that she finally did it eventually, it was time for her. She's having a good time out there too, I guess. So that's great.
The last couple of photos I saw of her, she's looking good. She must be enjoying retirement.
Yeah, good old Shirley. All right, so good. Yeah, all right. So tell us, so your third year in the business. I mean, last year you had a pretty incredible year too, right? Tell us a little about that.
Yeah, so my second full year in business last year, I hit Chairman's Gold, which is pretty good. So now I want to make Chairman's Gold again and do 15% better than I did last year. So we're off to a good start. And yeah, I feel very comfortable at Berkshire Hathaway, and I think everything that I'm doing is working. And I think what I did in my past, all the skills and experience that I developed over my previous careers really comes in handy in real estate. So I feel very fortunate about that.
Now, just to give them an idea, you don't have to tell them the commissions, but the gross involvement in the number of transactions in order to make that award. Well, what did you do last year?
Well, I can't tell you the exact GCI because I don't actually track that very closely. I track more revenue. So I did a little over 13 million in revenue last year. And that GCI was good enough to hit Chairman's Gold.
Chairman's Gold, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, so I definitely want to do that again or even better. And I just feel like if I take care of my clients, the money will take care of itself. So I don't track that closely. I just kind of go out and do what I do.
No, I just wanted you to give an idea. Almost 14 million, which is absolutely fabulous. And then this year, your goal is to exceed that, or meet, or exceed that. All right. And
I want to do 15 million this year, or nice. My stretch goal is 20 million. So we'll give that a shot.
And your average sale price is right around $1 million, right? Or actually maybe a little bit more.
It's a little over $1 million, which is what I set out to do when I got into real estate. I wanted to focus on 1 million plus properties. And up here where I live, which is Carefree, Cave Creek, that far north Scottsdale area, there are a lot of $1 million plus homes up here. And so that's what I've been focusing on. And thankfully, it's been working so far.
Oh, yeah, it's been working. And by the way, one of your biggest fans, Kim Nathanson, just said, "You rock, Darrell." I don't know if you saw that go. So I don't know if you saw it go across the screen, but yeah, and I'm surprised no one has said we're early today. We are early today because we have a busy person we're talking to who has to go out and do an inspection for a wonderful sale he just made.
I've got an inspection, and then while the inspection's going, I got to run down the street and show a house that I have listed for sale just down the street in the same neighborhood. So yeah, it'll be a busy day, but I like it that way.
Yeah, and for those who don't know what that is, that's an incredible part of Arizona. It's beautiful. It's really cool because there's not even like a lot of telephone poles. Everything's underground. The lots are good size. The desert landscaping is amazing, right?
Beautiful. We don't have street lights. We don't have sidewalks. I look out. I'm sitting in my home office right now, and I look out the window up Black Mountain, and this western side of Black Mountain is just covered with this forest of saguaro cactus and boulders. And I look out this way and I see the sunsets at night, and the sunsets are spectacular. I try not to miss a sunset because Arizona sunsets are just phenomenal. So yeah, it's a great combination up here of the landscape and the luxury. It's a very popular place. A lot of people want to live here.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. All right, and just give them an idea. You mentioned that your past life. Your what you did was been beneficial. So, what did you do before real estate?
Right before real estate, I was in franchising for about 15 years. I owned some franchises, some here in the Phoenix area and some up in the Seattle area where I lived there for 25 years before I came down here. And then prior to franchising, I was in sales and marketing. I had a pretty good career in that as well. So I think my marketing background, I was a journalism major in college, so I'm a pretty good writer. So I think those skills really come in handy in real estate, especially when I'm listing a home. I, my property videos, I think, stack up against anybody's because they're
Yes.
more than just putting a bunch of photos together in a slideshow format, slapping some music in the background and calling that a video. I actually write a story. I hire a guy to narrate it. And so I tell this story about the house, which I think is a lot more powerful than it grabs people emotionally in a way
Right.
that a granite countertop never can. And so I think that's been an effective way to really tell the story and sell the homes. And that's some kind of building a reputation about that and using that in my sales pitch.
Right. And rumor has it you've been seen outside the post office prospecting, okay, because everybody in your town has to go to the post office to pick up their mail.
So yeah, the town of Carefree doesn't have mail delivery, so you have to go to the post office. And so I got involved in this local initiative that's going to be on the ballot in August. And so to gather signatures, I had to sit at the post office for days and for hours. I don't know how many hours I did that, but I got to meet at least 20% of the town just by being in the post office and chatting with them, and a bunch of snowbirds and other people on top of that. So it actually was a great way to increase my own visibility and awareness in the marketplace, which can't hurt.
Well, I think that's awesome. And you know me, I love all kinds of prospecting. And if the post office is the place, I'm at the post office.
At least my picture wasn't in the post office on
That's
the
right.
wall.
That's a good thing. Yes.
That's
Most wanted.
right.
Most wanted realtor. Anyway. All right.
Well, no, I think it's really important to be physically visible as part of a marketing plan because
Yeah.
we live in a very over communicated society. We're all tired of this constant barrage of information that's coming at us, whether it's email, text, social media, radio, TV, advertising, print, direct mail. I mean, the way to cope with all of that, I think, is we just shut it out. We tune it out. So how do you break through all of that clutter? I think the way to do that is to get face to face with people and get physically visible in your community, in your farm area. So join your chamber of commerce or Kiwanis or some local charity or nonprofit and just get out there and be as visible as you can.
Yeah, absolutely. And as someone with a major in journalism, does journalism today make your stomach turn a little bit? What you see on TV and all that good stuff?
Yeah. In fact, I don't watch a lot of news anymore.
Good for you.
I can't.
It's not even journalism anymore.
I just shut that out. Just try to focus on what I'm doing.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's great.
Negative, yellow journalism, sensational, fake news, all that stuff. I just ignore it.
Yeah, that's the way to be. Yeah, otherwise it'll really affect your mindset, right? If you watch that stuff, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, you don't want to go to bed at night after watching the 10 o'clock news and seeing all this negative stuff, and then you wake up in the morning and you hear the same stuff. Just ignore it.
Yeah, I agree. Just ignore it or turn it off or both. It's like somebody in my Success series yesterday said, I watched a scary movie and then I had nightmares. I was like, that's what the news does to you too, basically. You watch the news, you go to bed at night, you have nightmares so go to bed, maybe meditate or do something positive. Okay, so I love what you said about getting physically in front of people. So you mentioned one, the post office, and you Kiwanis. Anything else you do so you become the brand for them, basically?
Well, I do a lot of volunteering in the community. I'll deliver lunches on Fridays for the Foothills Caring Corps. I'll help out at Puppy Love, Animal Rescue, walking the puppies, or donating stuff at their thrift shop, or I'll just go around Cave Creek and Carefree. They're kind of a small town community feel, and people need to get to know you before they'll start doing business with you, which I think is true in a lot of cases. So if I have a little bit of free time in between appointments, I'll just go. I'll call it work in the town. I'll stop at the coffee shop or a local retailer and just chit chat. And I'll actually do quick little 1-minute videos introducing the owner and giving them 60 seconds to tell a little bit about their business and just that kind of stuff. Just staying out in the community and being as visible as I can.
Right, and putting that video on your social media to give them a plug, basically for their company, which I would imagine works really well with you getting repeat referral, new business, and so forth.
I'll put it on my Facebook and Instagram, and there's a local community bulletin board on Facebook that has over 10,000 followers, so I'll post it on there, and I get quite a few comments that people see it. I mean, some people joke like, "Geez, you're everywhere. What are you, running for mayor or something?" So when I hear that, I know that I'm out there. I hope it's not overkill and spam, but at least it tells me that people are seeing it.
Yeah, no, I think what you're doing is great because it's like you said, it's live, it's there. People love. I mean, you love talking about your business. I love talking about mine. They love talking about theirs, especially when you're giving them the time by going out to see them, buying a coffee or whatever you buy there, and letting them talk about it, letting them do their little elevator pitch on your social media, which is like free advertising for them. So yeah. I'm sure they love that. Eat it up.
They do. I think being a good realtor, a lot of it is just out there being social. That's kind of what our job is, to be social in our communities.
Now, and I've also heard that, don't you open baseball games singing a little? I've heard about that. Is that something that you do?
Yeah, one of my hobbies for a long time is singing the national anthem at sporting events. So I've done that a lot. And so down here we have spring training. And we have 10 spring training stadiums here in the Cactus League. And I've sung the anthem at 5 out of the 10. So that's one of my bucket list things, is to sing the anthem at all 10 Cactus League.
You're halfway there, my man.
Stadiums. Yeah, COVID kind of screwed things up for a couple of years, so I'm hoping next year I might be able to check off those other 5. And
that sounds great. Have you done the one at Peoria yet?
Oh yeah, that's one of my regulars. Okay, I lived in Seattle for 25 years, and Peoria is where the Mariners play.
Right, the Mariners, and who's the other team?
Padres.
That's right. Because
they share that one.
We have an office right there, as you know, and 1 year I was doing a success series. And I do it from 1 to 4. So I pulled in just as the game was starting, and my success series was over. The game was already over. It was like torture. I was there, but I couldn't go to any of the games.
Maybe next year.
Yeah. So and and you've also done it at an awards breakfast too. The national anthem.
I did it at our awards banquet in February. I was invited to sing, which was quite an honor. So that was really cool.
Yeah, and you did a very good job too. Great voice, awesome.
I haven't messed it up, and I never will.
Well, and people don't realize, as a musician, as someone who took vocal lessons, it's not an easy song to sing because it's all over the place.
It's really hard. It's one of the hardest songs, I think, to sing. So,
and when you hear somebody like you who makes it sound easy, you got to realize that it's not that easy. You may make it sound easy, but it's not that easy.
Well, thank you.
It's kind of like being a realtor. If you're good at it and you make it look easy, people think it's easy. It ain't easy, right?
We know it ain't easy. Yeah.
All right. As a guitar player, I'm going to take a wild guess. I've been staring a little bit over your right shoulder, and I've noticed. I'm going to guess that's a Martin.
Wow, you're good. It is a Martin.
Ah! Yeah. I can tell by the cutaway and the headstock. Yeah, even though your tuner is covering half. Huh?
It's acoustic electric. It's an acoustic electric.
It's a beauty.
Music is my therapy. Music and golf.
Me too. You come home, break out the guitar, sing a few tunes, and it's really therapeutic, no doubt.
You're a way better guitar player than I am, because I've heard you. But so you should, next time you're in town, you should bring your guitar, and we'll get Todd Lee from the Camelback.
Yeah.
TJ from the Goodyear office, she can sing. We'll put a little jam session together.
All right, cool. I appreciate that. That'd be fun. That's really fun, actually. Yeah, and maybe we could do an opening tune for the awards next year.
Well, let's start practicing.
Here we go. All right. I digress. As soon as I see music, it's my hobby. It's my, like you said, it's definitely my therapy. You come home, and you can just feel all the stress. Especially if you can. To me, like being able to play and sing at the same time, like you can make your own song. That to me is pretty awesome. Kind of like going into someone's home, telling them what you're going to do, and then they pick you and sign a contract. That is pretty amazing feeling, isn't it?
Yes.
It really is. It really is.
It is. Well, you play hard rock stuff and classic rock stuff. I've written a few of my own songs, and I'll play I'll play sappy love songs, but I'll do some old classic soft rock like Eagles and Cat Stevens and Dan Fogelberg and stuff like that.
That's good stuff. See, if you can play and sing that, that's good. See, I would say I'm a different type of guitar player, but I can play a little. I have a nice Alvation, and my wife likes it when I play her some like John Legend, that whatever that song is. I figured that one out. I can do a little of that.
A little romantic.
Oh yeah. I can't tell you what my name for my acoustic guitar is because I'm pretty sure the name of my acoustic is an HR violation. So I can't tell you. I'll be here all week, folks.
You can tell me off the air.
Exactly. All right. So now one of the reasons I asked you, Darrell, is obviously you're incredibly good at what you do. Look, you dress the part every day, which I think is great, especially in your price range. And it's only your third year. And you've got a $20 million goal. So I think it's very important for them to hear, what's going on in your head in there. Like, what are the 3 most important things that you would tell them to focus on to be successful in this business, especially like in your case, right out of the gate?
Well, I think I've already mentioned the first one, and that's be as physically visible as you can. I think that's the way to break through the clutter and through all the noise that's out there. You still have to do all the other stuff, but I think being as physically visible as possible is definitely a key. When I first started out, I sought out 3 or 4 veteran realtors who I could pick their brains and ask them questions, and not every realtor is willing to do that. So it took a little time to align myself with 3, 4, maybe 5 realtors who were willing to give me the time of day and answer my questions and let me pick their brains. And that was very helpful. So I would say for somebody brand new, do the same thing. Try to align yourself with a few allies who are willing to help you. That was big. One of the guys, I was in it a few months, and I had no idea how long this was going to take. And he said, you got to be willing to stick this out for 3 years. He says, in my example, year 1, I had 1 transaction. Year 2, I had 3 transactions. Year 3, I had 9, but one of those 9 was a $3 million deal, and then I was off and running. So his advice was, if you can make it 3 years, you're going to outlast the vast majority of the other realtors who started when you did.
Yeah.
And so, that first year was kind of tough. It was all about building confidence and building knowledge and kind of setting up your dominoes. And then those dominoes started to tip in year 2 and 3. So I would say, seek out 3 to 5 realtors who you can align yourself with. And then the third thing is have a plan to stick it out for those first 3 years, because a lot of them don't. And I think for financial reasons, a lot of people can't stick it out. So put a plan together, a marketing plan, a business plan, and a financial plan that you're able to do this for at least 3 years, and then you should be established by then and start getting referrals, and things will be good.
That's such a great point, because not a lot of people think of that. Now, my first thought is, when you were describing the people that you interviewed, how does it make you feel that you probably outperformed most of them in your first 3 years? So that's got to feel good.
It does. It's humbling, and I do sit back every once in a while and just sort of shake my head, like, is this really happening? I mean,
it is.
Yeah,
a good movie.
it's a very satisfying feeling, but it is humbling that it's happened, and I just hope it continues.
Oh, you just keep doing what you're doing, man. Because I've seen your marketing stuff. You mailed it to me. You're in my coaching, so I get to hang out with you. At least every other week for 30 minutes, which is great. You keep doing what you're doing and having that attitude and showing up, and which I can't imagine you wouldn't do, because ever since you've been here, that's what you've been doing. You're just really, Darrell, getting into the momentum phase. Repeat, referral, and I'm sure you're seeing that. This person that referred that, and you're going to see, and that's going to explode into a point where it's going to be really good stuff. So just keep doing what you're doing. And those 3 points are critical. If you're brand new, you should have a plan, even though you don't get into the business hoping it'll take all of those 2-3 years, but you should have at least 12 to 18 months where you can pay your bills, or hopefully your family situation allows it. Because even NAR will tell you that 80% of realtors that get licensed and pay their dues and aren't doing it 18 months later. That's pretty sad if you think about it. NAR, they put out that stat.
Yeah, that's a little scary if you're brand new and you hear something like that, or you hear a statistic like 75% of all licensed realtors never sell anything. You're kind of, gulp.
Yeah. Well, the MLS board, like especially yours, almost 60% of those people don't do a deal in a year. It's like 55, 56% don't do a deal in a year. So when they say there's 50, 60,000 realtors, no, there's really half of that, a little less than half of that, but that's still a lot. You guys have one of the most incredible markets in the country right now. And I think a lot of people are just getting it. Like you described where you are, that area is incredibly beautiful and wonderful. I remember the first time going out there. Other than we had just had a rainstorm, so there was like some sand in the road and some places were blocked off. I've never seen that since. Other than that, it's a really, and then Vegas is the same way. When it rains really hard like that, they don't have any place. There's no place for the water to go really that fast. Right. But I mean, it is a beautiful part of the world, and the cactus, everything is gorgeous. And but it's one of those things where you have to have. I love the fact that you have a plan. You're following it. You're always asking questions. And I think you're gonna keep killing it, my man. It's just my guess.
Thanks. I try to look the part. I mean, you joke about wearing the tie, but if I'm talking to CEO types or financial advisors or attorneys, I mean, I try to look professional from the business card that I have. I have this really thick business card. That it doubles as a coaster. It's really thick, and then I use these presentation folders. I use those a lot. I hand those out, and then I fill it with nice 4-color brochures and testimonials and stuff like that. So I think it's all about if you're going to play in that luxury field, you got to look the part.
Yeah. So and I know you partner up with our marketing department. I know Maria Hill, you've talked to her, and you've also talked to the woman.
Yeah, Nicole Wall.
Nicole, right.
Her marketing staff. Yep. They've designed some really nice stuff for me. So yeah, I'm really pleased with everything that's happened so far.
Yeah, they both do great. Nicole does a great job, and Maria's been doing a great job forever. But, you're smart. You use that branded stuff, and then you add your own twist to it, your brand within the brand, which is very important as well, right? So, all right, so I promise you, because I know you got stuff to do, any final words you want to leave these wonderful people?
I'm just flattered you wanted to interview me. Thank you for that. I really loved coming over to Berkshire Hathaway because I think that brand especially, again, when I'm talking to people about luxury homes and they're the corporate types, the executives, the professional types, Berkshire Hathaway is already a brand that is recognized and respected and has a lot of credibility. And so I think that gives me instant credibility when I start talking to these people. So it's been a great move for me, and I've gotten a lot of value out of that. And that's going to continue for a long time.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. And, Fortune Magazine, I think, just ranked us #1 over the last 20 years for the trustworthy across the world, the Berkshire Hathaway name. It's the only name in the top 10 on Fortune Magazine that's a real estate company. And we've been, since I've been with the company, 3, 5, 7, and they just ranked us #1. I think that just came out yesterday. So that's smart. Also, Patrick Clark, is put up nothing but good stuff here. He's got like 4 or 5 comments. Huge fan. You're consistent, which is all true. You are consistent and disciplined, and that's what you got to be. You know, it's your business, right? This is your business. You're a business within the business, but it's still your business. So, Darrell, thank you very much for.
Patrick plays a mean fiddle, by the way. We need to include him on the.
You know what? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Patrick. You're in. We're going to start a Berkshire Hathaway band. For the next convention. I just have to tell Mark that we got to sneak in there, Mark and Gordon, that we're going to open up the awards next year, and we'll have to play a couple tunes, and then you can sing the national anthem.
just play 3 or 4 songs, and then we're off and running.
There we go. All right, cool. All right, I'm in. All right, my man. Okay. Well, listen, good luck on your appointment. Good luck on your home inspection. Keep it rocking, and I really appreciate you taking your time out today.
Thanks a lot, Rick.
Thank you, Darrell. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
See you soon. Okay, bye.